Hello, friends. Hey, it's been a little while. Yeah, I think the last video I did, we mentioned that I had, well, we had a kid. So that's been a big thing that's been happening. But basically, I've been, really kind of deciding what it is that I wanted to do next, and I haven't had much time, with running around, doing different project work, just having a little bit of a lunch break now. But I think the vlog is like really valuable, I guess, just for me to be able to, you know, do uh, do different things, like communicate with other people about different things that I'm passionate about. I was considering doing like more shots of our stuff, but the shots of our stuff at the moment is like there's just not enough time to do it. I'm actually filming this on the Z6 III. I want to do a run through and do some more VR testing. You probably have all heard about the Nikon ZR. I did pre-order it, but then I canceled my pre-order because I have the Nikon Z6 III here that I'm filming this on. And I don't see any value in getting it now. I mean, I'm not going to. I guess what would I say? There's no way I'm going to make any of that money back right now. I'm not only going to make my money back right now, but not even in the future. I don't kind of like foresee that happening with any of the channels being able to kind of like fund it. I guess at the moment so far it's slowly building, but I am wanting to get it like overall, and replace the Nikon Z6 III. So I'm probably going to sell this, and I'm going to have the Z8 in the meantime while I'm working, just working on various videos, doing vlogs, doing the Dev Savara channel. And then once the price comes down for both the Nikon ZR closer to Christmas, and I've got some more funds than I actually afford it instead of just getting it on credit again, um, then yeah, then I'll get it, right? Because I mean, the benefits are it's much lighter. It has a much larger screen, easier to see. Not that it makes much difference. It doesn't have an EVF, which I don't need. It's kind of like a smaller form factor in terms of the body. And the one big thing that is really, I guess, really good is that mic. I mean, I don't know. Does it make much difference with the mic? I've got like I guess the only differences is you get a tally light. So the more I think about it, it's like when I was excited, I got the pre-order set up and I was like, yes. And then I started thinking like, I've already got the Z6 III. What? I'm not filming with it. I'm not even doing the vlog. I haven't done the vlog for a while. So this is the first time I've done the vlog here. And so it's kind of like, well, what would be the way to do it, right? Let me just change the VR mode on this. Does it change in real time while I'm recording? Yeah, cool. I want to test the VR sport versus normal, and the VR lenses. This is a non-VR lens. Anyway, segue. So what's next for the vlog? What is the thing that I want to do? And one of the big things that has happened in my life, and I think that there hasn't been that much information. There's a few Reddit channels about these discussions, and that's fertility, especially for men. And the reason I wanted to talk about it is because I went through this, and I actually talked to a few friends of mine about it, and because I wanted kids. I've actually wanted kids since I was about 33. Before 33, I was like, yeah, I'm doing my thing, maybe trying to find a career, trying to find my place, do something, create stuff. My sister then had her son, and I was like, oh, this is some kind of instinctual thing kicked in. I'm like, would be really nice to have a family too. I felt like there was something missing in my life. And so it took me, how long it took me from 33 to 41. Um, yep, it's like, it's a boy out there, still there. 2 weeks later, we got a little balloon. So yeah, it took me about, how many years? It was probably 9 years, 8 years until I actually found a suitable partner, and we had quite the adventure, and then found out that we needed to go through the IVF process, and our second I guess our second implant, they call it, like second transfer implanted. We had our daughter, and then we had to go. We went back to Russia. Anyway, my wife wanted to go because she'd been here. She'd like needed to go back after, she lived there her whole life, came to Australia during a difficult time, and her family had not seen our daughter yet. So we went. And in that time, we also did another transfer, which failed. And then we did one which succeeded. But the whole story, like, there's so much involved in the whole process, especially that first part where you kind of go, whoa, how am I going to, how is this going to happen? Like, this is a real difficult situation because, you got your dream and you want a family. It's like a fundamental part of being human, really. Not for everybody, but for most people, realistically speaking. But so for me, it was a real journey, from 33 to now 45 to actually be in a situation where like, okay, wow, we have two kids. That's cool. It's nice. It's a family with three cats, a dog, and and two kids. And if I was younger and the process didn't involve IVF, we would probably go for a third. It's unlikely through, from I guess it depends, really. My wife's still young enough to, if we wanted to, we could go for a third kid with IVF, but we'll see. Because it is a really involved process, and especially having our embryos overseas, it makes it really difficult. So I want to do a series about the steps involved in my, I guess, like this family journey of having kids, and the things that I've discovered along the way that people might find useful. So everything from that first step of, getting your first tests and finding out that, I haven't had kids with my other previous romantic partners because, well, the, the, for whatever reasons, which I want to go into, that whole experience, and then going for treatment, doing the IVF, and then going through the whole process of having a kid too. So not just the IVF, but also how as a father you go and have this experience of having a child, and then bring that child and trying to manage you know the world around you, juggling family, juggling work, and finding out what your priorities are in the process, right? So there's a lot to talk about. And I do want to do a series, each one, like maybe once a week, do a video and talk about that specific step by step process. So the first video will just be, I guess, the what happened in the past about how I discovered that we needed to go through IVF. And it wasn't. Look, I mean, this is about me. It's not about anybody else. So this is my story, right? It doesn't. Our IVF journey obviously includes both of us, but I want to talk from a man's perspective, of the male perspective of fertility treatment. Uh, and some people, kind of drop off and aren't even actually able to have kids because of fertility issues. But that's another thing I want to talk about, right? Is like, what are the options now? What are the options in, say, a few years' time when people can, well, when new technology does come out? Like, I was like looking at the fact that you could actually now create embryos from skin cells. It's pretty incredible. You get skin cells, there's like a type of cell that can evolve into any other type of cell. I'm sure I forgot the name of it, but yeah. So I want to talk about each of these things. I'll do research beforehand and try to write things up a little bit, so I can talk to certain points. So yeah, first one will be about the start of the journey, and discovering that we needed fertility treatment to have kids. The second one will be about the actual fertility, the whole process of doing the transfers. And then, I'll do a third one or maybe fourth one, split them up, about the journey of during the pregnancy, right? And then after pregnancy and birth. And also I want to talk about the, like, experience recently, which is we went to Russia and, did the IVF stuff, and just what was going on in my head at the time. Because now I'm a lot more relaxed than I was. I have to tell you, that whole process of actually doing IVF and having a kid, um, was more difficult. And I think the biggest reason for that, just I guess I'll leave it on this comment, is that you invest so much time, energy, and resources of your life to get to a point where you've achieved a certain dream, but so much of that whole process is not anything you can control. right? Not more, you control less than you can possibly imagine about this whole process. You know, you can kind of like dig. It's like a lottery, really, when you think about it. I mean, there are things you can. That's what I mean. Like, there are things you can control, and there are factors, but they don't play a major role. And that's one of the things I want to discuss. Is like the things that did impact changes in my, uh, I guess, fertility based on the things that I did and things that might help you. But yeah, if you're interested in this topic and want to learn more and get a kind of like a direct experience and knowledge from someone who's gone through it, yeah, sign up. And well, I'll get these videos done in the next few weeks. I'm not going to do camera videos on this channel anymore. I've got the Shot Savara channel, which is kind of like quiet at the moment because I'm not doing much camera stuff specifically because I've got a lot of project work with Dev Savara. And so that needs to get done. Plus, there's the Dev Savara channel, and this one's just going to be like kind of like me talking about this particular series about this topic, and then I'll come up with another series, another topic to talk about in the next set of videos. Yeah, guys, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a little while. Leave a comment. Yeah, let me know what you think. Ask me questions. I'd love to hear from you. I'll speak to you later. Catch ya.